passion is traveling, and I'm gonna start talking. Growing up my whole life, my family had like a travel at a young age kind of mentality. Like they were really, really keen on like experience everything when you're young, and like I don't know, that's just what they liked. So the first trip that we ever went on was we went to Hawaii, and it was so incredible. Like the everything about Hawaii, like it's kind of funny to talk about Hawaii like this because it just seems like Hawaii, like just another state. But to me, it was the first trip I ever remember that just I just loved everything about it. It was the people, and it was the food, and it was the place and the water. And I remember I was like 8, and I remember just being like, I want to live here. Like this is a place that I want to come back to. I want to stay here. This is where I want to be. And coming home, I remember just being so sad and just always just wanting to come back and just wanting to like relive that over and over and over. And I think that's when I first kind of became like traveling. Like that's what I want to do. I want to experience new things. I want to travel. I want to go somewhere else. So a few years later, we went to London for my aunt's wedding. And going to London, I was so excited. Like packing, I was just so ready. I was ready to experience new things. I was ready to meet new people. I had cousins there. I was ready to go like see everything there. And I got there, and it was cold, which I didn't really like, because I'm not really a cold weather person. But it was cold, and I remember going to this little coffee shop, and I was about 10 or 12, and I felt so adult, and I was like at this coffee shop, and I was experiencing like what it was like to live somewhere else. And we would walk around, and we like went to all these different shops and places, and I can't explain how much I enjoyed being able to see what it was like to live somewhere other than here, because Hawaii was so different. It was so more tropical, and this was so much more of being in a city and experiencing what it was like to live somewhere that's not here. And I remember coming home and trying to take what I did in London and kind of spin that back onto my own life and do stuff that I did in London. Like I would go to the coffee roastery and pretend like I was in London, and I would do all these things that would remind me of traveling, because all I wanted to do was travel. And I would make these like lists with check boxes next to them, and it would say like Germany or Italy or France, and I'd give them to my parents and be like, you can pick the next place we go, like just make a check in the check box, and that's where we'll go. And one year we went to Switzerland and Italy actually, and these trips were ones that honestly just like stuck with me so much. So we went to Switzerland, and we got there, and it was really late at night, and I was really tired, and I was really not in the mood to like go around and do stuff. But my family was like, all right, let's go, like it's time to get up, it's time to go see all the things that we can see. And I remember walking around and going through the little towns. There's this little town called Trin in Switzerland, and I got to kind of, me and my brother, my older brother, we kind of got to like go off on our own and like walk around, and I fell in love with everything about it. Like the architecture was so incredible, the buildings, like the people. I don't speak one bit of German, I don't speak that, and I got to like communicate with them, and that was something that I loved, was being able to like interact with locals who lived there. And even though they didn't speak English, and like we didn't speak the same languages, and we got to like use hand signals and like point and like use maps, and it was so incredible for me to see at that age how like I could interact with someone who I didn't know and didn't speak my language, and we could have like conversations almost, and they would like tell us where to go, and it was so much fun, and it was so incredible. And that is honestly when traveling became the most, like, the best thing, the thing I love to do the most. And it was the thing that I would literally look forward to. I would beg my parents again, anywhere. Like, we were in Switzerland, and I was like, I want to go somewhere else, I want to go somewhere else. And we already had plans to go to Italy. So we rented a car, and we drove to Italy, and we went to this, like, really pretty villa. I wish I had a picture of it, I don't. But we went to this really beautiful villa, and the people there spoke a little bit of English, and I we were there for about 2.5 weeks, and I would sit down with them every single day, and they would teach me Italian. I mean, they didn't really, but they taught me a few words. And it was just incredible for me, again, at that age, to be able to just see this whole other way of living, and I was so lucky, and I remember feeling so lucky. And it was just all I wanted to do. It was everything I wanted to do. I just wanted to go out. I wanted to experience. I was, even at that age, I wanted to study abroad. I wanted to go abroad. I wanted to do something else. And recently my trips have been a little closer to home, but last year in April I did a service trip to Ecuador, and this was by far the most rewarding trip. We spent every day hiking and planting trees and working with locals, and we stayed in these little hut tents on the beach, and we got to live like locals, and I did speak Spanish, so I got to interact with them, and my plan now is to go back there after high school, and they have a 6-month program, and that's my plan right now. It resonated with me so much that I'm planning on going back and living there for 6 months and doing this whole program where you work with the kids. And so, yeah, so basically the thing that I love most about traveling is being able to experience a different form of living, and I always spin that onto my own life and try and take things that I learned from other places back onto my own life. And it's something that I want to do for the rest of my life. Woo!